Welcome back, everybody. Well, hello there. This is Jibbacraft, and you are in my world. Today we're going to be working on a couple of projects together. Been trying to think of what I can build and do that's interesting besides caving. I don't think you want to see me caving all the time. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of a couple of things that I've started working on, and then we'll make a little progress on both of them, and then we'll call it an episode. Well, it's been kind of busy around here. Today is Labor Day, and I'm excited to have the day off. I'm going to get some recording done and get some processing and rendering done so I can get episodes ready to upload. One of the things that I've been working on, like I've spent a ton of time on it, I have not. But one of the things that I've started is I've laid the groundwork of a villager breeding system. Now, I know that there are a lot of villager breeding designs on YouTube or in the various places on the community, but I am interested right now in trying to create my own automatic villager breeding system. I've never really studied it. I've never watched anything on YouTube with an automatic breeder or how to make one. But I did spend some time on the wiki today studying the principles of villager breeding or how or what makes villagers breed. And I thought that I would try one myself. So if I understand correctly, you have to transport the baby villagers 5 blocks up to be out of the way of the adult villagers, or the breeders, I guess. Now, I'm just going to let these guys go for a while because I'd like for it to build up a little bit and have several villagers in here to be breeding at any given time. And then what I'm going to do eventually is remove these fences and put in a piston system that when I want to turn off the breeding, I'll be able to flip a switch and a solid block like a grass block or something will move over and cover the doors, because one of the things that the wiki said was that the doors have to have direct access to the sunlight in order for it to count as a village door. So if I have that system set up where it blocks the sunlight, if I flip the switch, then it should turn off the breeding. So we're going to do a little work on that today, but before we start I am laying the groundwork of some tunnel mining. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you this. This is pretty exciting, always an exciting find. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got our first diamond. Well, first diamond not found in a chest, I guess. So let's mine it. Oh yeah. 1, 2. Beautiful. We'll take 2 all day. All day. I'm going to make this initial room in my branch mine 3 high, and let's see, 5 and 5 and 2, that's 12. So it will be 12 by I guess 7 going this way by 3 high. So that is what we're going to do for a few minutes together, and we're going to talk a little bit. I have a few things to say today. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today, in the last episode, and in the episode where we generated the seed, I talked quite extensively about my family and about the joy that I feel being a father, and the joy that I feel with my wife, and and so forth. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to go 5 more. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was this. I didn't want to come across, or for it to sound like I was let me put it this way. I know that there are families that are not a mother and father family. There are other family formats, single parents or parents, same gender parents. I was not intending to say that. I was not intending by saying that I believe that a mother and father keep the family together and so forth, that parents in other familiar frames or different family setups are any less or any. I think you get the point of what I'm trying to say here is that I wasn't trying to say that we're better than anybody or that that there's only one formula to make a family work. That is what I was trying to get at. I'm not saying that there's any one formula to make a family work. I strongly believe that two parents who are committed to making it work can make it work, or a parent who is committed to making it work can make it work. I don't believe that we are products of our circumstances. I believe that our circumstances are products of our decisions to a great extent. Now, I understand that there are circumstances that are unchangeable. You know, we are all born into a certain family. We can't change that. It is what it is. So there are circumstances that cannot be changed. But to a great extent, especially after childhood and into the teenage years and into adulthood, we really are not products of our circumstances. Rather, we are the masters of our own demise. I'm a very strong believer that actions equal consequences. So even though you might hear sometimes people say you can choose your own actions, but you can't choose your consequences. I disagree with that because you choose your consequences when you choose your actions. To a great extent, I'm a firm believer that we are able to build the life that we desire. Now, there are challenges for certain people and certain things, but there are definitely cases where, people, the stereotypical imperfect situation where people take that and use it as fuel to become quite successful. I have a good friend who I worked with for a number of years at UPS when I worked at UPS, who was born on the south side of Chicago, in the south side of Chicago. His mother abandoned him and he lived with his aunt and uncle. So this young man made a spectacular decision. He was telling me one day, he left for school one day. His aunt and uncle lived on welfare and food stamps and so forth, which there's nothing wrong with government aid for those who are in need. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But because of the diet that his aunt and uncle chose to have, and because of the lifestyle that they chose to live, they were both obese, morbidly obese, both had health problems. Neither one of them was motivated to change their circumstances. Essentially what he told me was one day he was at school. One day he was leaving for school. He was still a very young boy, probably around the age of 10 or so. He left for school, and his aunt and uncle were sitting on the couch. I hear a skeleton. Do you hear him? I don't think he's in the same area as me. There must be a cave right here nearby. Maybe there's a spawner. That would be even better. But he was leaving for school, and his aunt and uncle were sitting on the couch watching TV, and so he left and went to school, rode the bus to school. I got home from school, and his aunt and uncle were still sitting on the couch in the same place, in the same spot, watching TV, hadn't moved, hadn't done anything. When he got home, they gave him cash to go to KFC and buy them dinner at KFC. What he said is that day, for some reason, something snapped in his mind, and he went, there is no way that I'm having the same lifestyle. I will in no way anchor myself to this situation. I am going to get out of here. Obviously he was a young boy at that time, didn't have many options, so he continued on with life as it was, but in his heart, he had made the decision, this is not for me. I am not going to live this lifestyle. I am not going to be dependent on anybody. I am not going to live off the government. I am going to make my own future. When he turned 14 and was able to get a worker's permit, he dropped out of school, went and got his worker's permit, and started working at a Pizza Hut, actually, and started saving his money. And he saved his money, and he saved his money, and he saved his money. When he was 18, he got his GED. He went back to school long enough to get his GED, and then went to a local community college here in my town. Studied and studied. And at the same time, he got a job at UPS. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but UPS will actually cover the costs of higher education, of college education, where they will reimburse you for your classes. So he got a job at UPS and used that job to pay for his classes at the community college here, and took one class per semester so that he could really focus on that class and make sure that he got an A in every class that he took. So he did that, got all his general ed classes done, went on and got a degree in engineering, in some kind of construction engineering, and now as an engineer has obviously left the ghetto and is very successful in his new career. And the point of that story is not only to highlight what I believe is a real American hero besides G.I. Joe, but to also highlight that to a very great extent, we as human beings are able to decide our circumstances and create our own environment, and choose the life that we want. Now, obviously there are people who have mental handicaps, physical handicaps, things that do not allow them to have the same power to influence their own lives. And that's a different situation, and those people deserve the help that they get, and we, as their fellow human beings and brothers and sisters, ought to be doing our best to look out for them. We ought to look out for those who are not able to look out for themselves. So that was a little bit of what I wanted to, amend from my previous episode. I just wanted to let you guys know, just because I have a certain type of family, and that's the kind of family that I love and am a part of and wanted to always be a part of, does not mean that other people who are in a different family setting cannot make it work. That wasn't what I was trying to say, and so please don't think that. Please don't think that exactly. Now, okay, let's collect this stuff up here. We may have to make a run for some chests, or maybe I have some wood to make some chests. Yeah, we're filling up on cobble here. I'm just going to finish clearing out this room to get ready to start the branch mining, and then we will head upstairs and finish working on the villager breeder. I don't know if we'll finish it today, but I'd really like to start trying to figure out how we're going to transport the baby villagers from point A to point B, and at least get the groundwork laid for that, so that we can start working on getting some good trading going on. A lot of you probably are pretty involved in following Doc M's videos, which he is wonderful, and his trading, you know, his quest for the perfect villager, I really enjoy watching him work on that, and it has given me ideas for my own setup here. So let's finish working out this room. Now, with those principles of making your own circumstances, I guess I share that story maybe in hopes of inspiring somebody who feels like they are a product of their circumstances, or stuck in the place where they are because they were dealt a bad hand or something like that. You know, it's not so much the hand that you're dealt, but the way that you play it, because we're not playing cards. It's life, and life is really all about the decisions that we make. That is what makes life. So that's my rant for today. Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other things I said in my previous video. Now, one of the things I talked about was how I started in Minecraft, and I was actually incorrect in some of the things that I said, so I have to adjust what I said to make sure that everything is honest and forthright, and I try really hard to avoid any type of dishonesty. So one of the things that I had said was that I started playing Minecraft in 1.4.7. That's not correct. I actually started playing Minecraft on the Pocket Edition, just out of curiosity. And when I said I had a friend who had an extra account, and let's grab that gold before we head up, and he let me use that account for a little while just to test out the game. I was wrong about that too. That was for what the heck is the game called? I didn't wind up continuing to play it simply because it was not interesting enough to me, because it was too limiting. What is it called? The one with the Zerg, and it's almost kind of like a tower defense game, I think. Warcraft? No. I just don't remember. You guys will remind me in the comments of what it was. But case in point, I started playing actually on the Pocket Edition, and I waited and waited and waited for them to put out an update with Redstone in the Pocket Edition, because I was so excited to start playing with Redstone, and it just never happened, and it never happened, and it never happened. And then I found out the full version of the game was only, I think, $23 or something like that. And at the same time, 30 levels and no enchanting table. Ooh. At the same time, my wife and I got an okay computer. The computer I have is not top shelf by any means, but it's pretty decent when I'm recording. I'm getting pretty decent frames per second, so frame rates. So it works for what I need, obviously, and it's certainly better than what we had before, which was nothing. So my wife and I are not extremely tech savvy. I have a basic understanding of tech things, but we don't have a TV. We have a very nice monitor, which we got for Christmas one year from some family members. But we don't have cable. We don't have an antenna. We have no television source. From time to time, we'll like watch a movie on Netflix or something, but we don't really watch much TV, really, honestly. My wife spends a lot of time on Pinterest looking into crafts that she can do, and then she spends a lot of time crafting. And she also spends a lot of time with our daughter, Amelia. My wife's degree is in education. Her degree is in physical education and health and physical education. So she is, by degree, an educator. And we are really, really considering having her... Or I guess what I'm trying to say, we're really, really considering homeschooling Amelia because Tanya is a very, very adroit educator. At church she teaches a class for the 7, 8, and 9-year-olds, or I guess 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, or something like that. And she is a really, really, really good teacher. Every once in a while I have a chance when that door got broken down. When she teaches an adult class and I get to be in there and I just sit and go, wow, where did she come up with this? How did she ever get so skilled? Sometimes I forget that was what she studied in college and that's what her degree is in. But that's neither here nor there. Let's we are so close to having an enchanting table. We're missing one obsidian. We've got enough diamonds and we need one more diamond to get another. Well, yeah, no, I do need another diamond to get a pickaxe. So we're getting close. Let's put our redstone away and our coal. Wrong chest. And we'll put this here because it's not enough to smelt yet. Might as well smelt this gold though, since we've got the furnace cruising. We're going to need 2 more coal. We're also going to need 16 coal for another set of torches, and I've got enough wood to make those, so we'll put those in. What did I do with the gold? What? Did I already put it in there? Sure did. Okay. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this. And we're set on torches for a little while. All right. Let's grab our glass, and we will head over to the villager breeder and try get an idea of what we want to set up. Let me see where we're at on time in this episode. We may do that next episode. Let me just take a look. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. You know what? I think we're going to call that an episode right here. It's about 25 minutes. Next time, we'll make some progress on the villager breeder. We'll figure out a way to transport the villager babies up out of the breeding pool, as we'll call it. I may just let the adults continue breeding for a while so we get a nice amount of them in there to continue breeding as we take the kids away and start letting them grow up to figure out how to trade with them. I'm also going to work on a sugarcane field, probably off camera, so I mean you probably don't want to see that, but next episode we'll be back with more on the villagers. Have a great time. We'll see you next episode. Don't forget to come mine with me. Thanks.